ghouls, ghosts, goblins, government tax audits. All of these things scare the shit out of me. More so, the tax audit. I'm just saying. This is simply horrifying. This month, we take a look at
Tales from the Crypt.
Right, welcome everybody to another edition of Simply Horrifying from Simplistic Reviews as we continue our exploration through the Tales from the Crypt series, formerly of HBO. So tonight's episode is another episode from Season 2, and it is entitled The Ventriloquist Dummy. It's starring Don Rickles. Don Rickles you might know as an old comedian, kind of like in the same era as Rodney Dangerfield and stuff like that. And Bobcat Goldthwait, who at the time was very popular at the time. I don't know why, but Bobcat Goldthwait had a lot of popularity in the early 90s, late 80s type of deal. So, basic premise. Oh, and it is directed by Richard Donner, who's directed the original Superman, Lethal Weapon, The Goonies. The list goes on. The guy's directed a whole bunch of stuff. And he's also an executive producer on Tales from the Crypt. So, basic plot is that Don Rickles' character, he's a ventriloquist, and he's also the idol of a young Bobcat Goldthwait. So the beginning of the episode is told through a flashback. And there's a mysterious fire that nobody was able to figure out, and also prompts the retirement of Don Rickles and his ventriloquist act. Flash forward quite a few, about 15 years later, and you have an outgrown Bobcat Goldthwait who's looking to become the newest, hottest ventriloquist at the time, because also at the time ventriloquism was a hot commodity at the clubs. So he seeks out Don Rickles, who wants nothing to do with ventriloquism anymore. So Bobcat's character goes up on the stage, bombs, gets a few words of advice from Don Rickles, namely quit, and that's it for that. Or is it? So I'll leave it at that. There's a little twist at the end. Well, it's actually a big twist at the end with Don Rickles' character and his ventriloquist and how he's so good at ventriloquism. It has something to do with his hand. So that's it. I mean, you can find this video on YouTube. I'm sure it's easy enough to find somewhere. I'm sure that you can watch the entire episode on YouTube if you really try. Or like I've said before, go out and buy the DVDs. You can probably find these for cheap as dirt on eBay or something like that. So that's about it. Ventriloquist Dummy. It's a fun little episode. It's pretty gory, actually. But overall, if you had never seen it before, it's a pretty interesting little twist that they have with it. It's not your normal Tales from the Crypt twist. And of course, at the end, like in all Tales from the Crypt episodes, the bad guy gets his comeuppance in a way. So it's an interesting little episode, but it's a lot of fun. So that's it for this edition of Simply Horrifying, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thanks for watching Simply Horrifying. If you suffer from a heart condition, asthma, or are pregnant, you should not enter this ride. Oh, not because of the scariness. Because we like to strangely discriminate.